Good evening, everyone. It's Niki Elsing, registered dietitian, nutritionist, and wellness coach, coming to you all from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. And it is a snowy night over here in March, and I'm very excited to have you all with me this evening. Tonight, we're going to talk about biohacking and taking control of your biology and your body. And I feel this is such a timely thing tonight in the situation we're all in, and it's been kind of an amazing week. And just wanting to make sure that all of you are taking good care of yourself and knowing that I appreciate the time that we have together this evening. So we'll go ahead and get started. I don't know if anybody's really familiar with the term biohacking. I hear it a little bit more tonight, but hopefully, or around, but hopefully after tonight, you'll have a better idea of what I'm talking about when we discuss biohacking. So let me tell you a little bit about my story. Hold on one second. Is everybody able to see my screen share here? Just make sure everybody able to see. Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys. Let me get back to that then for you. Okay, when we're talking about biohacking, we're talking about the ability to modify your body. And hold on one second. For some reason, my screen is not going to advance for me. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm not sure why this is doing that, but we'll get it squared away. There we go. Now we're in business. Gotta love technology, right? Okay, so when we're looking at biohacking, it's important to remember that this kind of is a new term and business is kind of different now, and there's just all kinds of things that are, you know, I laugh because this week and I think about it and I look back and I know someday we'll look at it and think that we were part of history, but it's something that is a trial and things that it's really hard for us, but knowing that we'll all be fine and get through this and be stronger as a result. And we pray for those that are affected personally, but just wanting to take the time to think about things a little differently. And I think this is a timely point, is that, you know, business has changed. I just read a thing just before coming on here. They were talking about some other businesses that are closing. And through all of this, we have this new gig economy. We have Uber, Airbnb, Facebook, Amazon, just looking at business changing. And I can tell you 100% this week, I'm always thankful, but this week 100% I've been so thankful that I have Lifevantage and the business that I've built, and looking at this change in business and business situations. So people are taking a car in their garage, a room in their home. They're taking those and making money by having people rent them and renting them out, or picking people up with Uber. And Uber's still doing a great job even through all of this. And we look at Facebook, and that's how people communicate. We don't send out cards, we don't send out invites, we just, you know, communicate all through Facebook. And oftentimes I don't find myself on Facebook as much, and then I miss a few things and people are like, well, didn't you see that it was on Facebook? And so it's just interesting how times have changed. And then good old Amazon. So many of us are purchasing products through Amazon instead of actually going to the store, especially now where they prefer just to have it hand delivered to their front step instead of going somewhere. So looking at the fact that business has changed, and along this line, nutrition has changed, and wellness and taking care of us and our health has changed. And this is a perfect example of how we want our body to be fighting for itself, right? And when we get our body to do that, we win. And it's really fun to be able to talk about nutrigenomics. I'm a registered dietitian and nutritionist, and so as you can about imagine, I love that things are looking at a personalized health approach to lifestyle and wellness and health. And nutrigenomics is that explanation. And really, you guys, this is getting your genes to work for you. This is your DNA. How cool is that? So knowing that just because grandma and grandpa or your aunt or any of these people had this some sort of disease does not mean that you are going to be in that same predicament. Sometimes I feel it's an easy excuse as to say, oh, well, you know, grandma had it, so I'm going to get it. And that's not the case. And so knowing that we have the ability to change everything. And when we have that power in a moment where we didn't think we had any, that makes for really, really good outcomes. So tonight I want to teach you about how you can get your genes to work for you through nutrigenomics and appropriate supplementation. And remember, this is kind of up and coming. I've talked about it for quite a while, and it's been part of my lifestyle for a long time. I feel like because of the fact that I am in the nutrition field, that's why. But when we look at by 2023, so we're at 2020 now, but by 2023, they're looking at this being a $17 billion market. And so this is where people are going. They're looking into personalized health. We hear about it a lot on the news, personalized care, all of that. And that's fabulous because that gives us individualized recommendations, which is a really good way to be able to take care of ourselves. So let's go back to thinking about biohacking. And when we think about biohacking, like I said, it's kind of a new term. But really, I want to give you like this example between hijacked versus biohacking. So hijack, obviously, that's a bad word. You know, we think of it being something used for a bad way. So destructive purpose, I like that when it talks about that, and being taken over. And really, when I think about it, like this week where some of us are being taken over by some stress or fear, anxiety, and physical, emotional stress, it can be toxins, can be from our cell phones, allergies, just all kinds of things that we are constantly being bombarded with, and our body has to try to figure out what the heck's going on, right? Now let's look at biohacking. Biohacking is taking control of your own biology. What is your potential? What's your genetic potential, and how can you become the best version of yourself? And when we know that we can research different nutrients and different natural compounds to be able to ingest and take in to give you the best option, that's biohacking. So really fun conversation that we're going to have tonight. So let me tell you a little bit more about myself. So like I said, Niki, registered dietitian nutritionist, love nutrition, love nutrigenomics. I've been talking about that for a really long time. I've also been talking about oxidative stress, inflammation, all of that for a very long time. And I love that. I love that job. I used to work in a hospital. I love being able to teach people and let them understand, you know, that they're in control of their life. You know, oftentimes it's so easy to realize and think that we're not, but we really are. And so those choices that we make today, whether you're 20 years old, whether you're 40 years old, whether you're 60 years old, all of that influences your future. So making sure that you know that that's something that you're in charge of. So I worked within a hospital, a cardiovascular specialty hospital for, 12 years, and absolutely loved it. Did a lot of TV work and lecturing in front of groups, and really got accustomed to being able to help people with their supplementation. And I've seen so many things in my career, and a lot of things that just didn't have any research to back it up. And that's where we fall short with supplementation. A lot of people take a lot of things that they're guessing, they're spending a lot of money, and they just really don't know if there's interactions with medications they're taking, interactions with other supplements they're taking, or if it's actually doing what it's supposed to do. And is there research that shows you that, yeah, this is really doing what it's supposed to do? Not to mention, is it produced in a quality environment? With people that have good manufacturing practices, etc. So there's just this whole thing. And I am very, very happy, beaming with pride actually, to be able to share the information I'm sharing with you tonight, because we have the research, we have what we need to show you that it works. We don't have the interactions, we don't have those concerns. We have the ability to spend a small amount of money to be able to have an amazing change or option for you to be able to take control and be more of a biohacker and control your future. So really fun. We'll get started. And I love that I'm able to have this conversation with people all over the world. And so that's been a really big change for me. Instead of seeing, 10 to 15 patients in a day, I'm able to share this information with you because somebody thought of you to invite you tonight. And so I'm really excited to have you here. I know I've told you that already, but I just really am, because I know that everybody's busy and they've got things going on. But I'm glad you're here to hear the story. So the information that we're going to share tonight is going to be across this whole spectrum, which is really cool. Back when I started this business 9 years ago, which is crazy, it went by really fast, but 9 years ago, we only had that anti-aging one way on the left. And in the meantime, I love it because my business has stabilized more, because when we're focusing on just one product, your business isn't as stable. But when we have this diversification with the anti-aging, skincare, hair care, pet care, energy, and weight loss, we have that opportunity to have a lot of different spectrums. And as you can see, the categories we are in are very, very significant. So let's get started chatting about these. This first one is our Protandim NRF2 Synergizer. And you guys, you'll hear me say this all night probably, but I have to tell you that I have a few favorites, and this guy is one of my favorites. And this is definitely my friend right now, and I absolutely, absolutely love it. It was always a big friend of mine ever since I started, and this is our flagship. And this is what caught my attention. And here's the reason why, is because we have the research to back us up on our flagship product here. And this is why I took a second glance. And this is what sets us apart from everybody else. You can actually, and I'll show you a slide on this in a minute, but you can go to pubmed.gov, pubmed.gov. This is the website that I would go to. It's a government website, your tax dollars at work, huge library of all kinds of research studies. You can actually go there and type in that word Protandim into the search bar, and the research studies will come up. And just for fun, if you want to see if some of your other products are in there, type in the product name and do a search and see if any research comes up. This is huge because it's on our branded supplement, not on one of the ingredients, but on the entire thing. So what the heck is the big deal with this? Well, Protandim NRF2 Synergizer has been proven to lower oxidative stress by an average of 40%. In 30 days. Now, when I would talk to you in my office, or if you were in the hospital and I was talking to you at the edge of your hospital bed, I would talk to you about oxidative stress, because it was very, very important in my career and the things that I was working with right at that point. And it has been throughout my entire career, depending on if I was working in a gastroenterology office, or if I was blogging, or I was working in food service and food types of systems, or in a cardiovascular specialty hospital. So it's been something that's just kind of been on my brain and on my heart for a long time. Now, if I would have you do some different diet instructions and go home and do the things that I asked you to with your nutrition, you wouldn't even get as significant of a reduction in oxidative stress. And it's also very hard to be very compliant. And with this, everybody can take one pill, right? So it's basically 100% compliance in my book. And it's supporting that natural cell repair and rejuvenation, which is important. And we want to make sure that we know that, look at these things across the bottom. These are the 5 ingredients that are in there. And it's not a ton of any of those. It's just a small amount. And the reason why it works so well is that synergy of everything working together, which is fabulous. So we have turmeric. A lot of people have heard about turmeric. We have milk thistle, which is great. Oh, sorry, turmeric for inflammation. I should probably clarify that too. Milk thistle is great for liver support. We have green tea extract, which a lot of people drink a lot of green tea. I know I encourage people to drink green tea for many, many, many years. And then we have bacopa and ashwagandha, which are more ancient herbals that have been around a very, very long time. And you'll also see on there that we have that BSCG certification, which is the Banned Substance Control Group, so it's safe for athletes. And we have that NSF certification, validating the quality and purity of the product. Now, when we're looking at who's doing this research on pubmed.gov that I was telling you about, there it is up there for you to be able to write down if you're interested. It's all these different universities and institutes that have been studying it. And when we look at it, we know that when we have peer-reviewed studies by companies that are spending their money researching our product, we win. So lots of good names up there. And I know I'm the one talking to you about it tonight, but wouldn't you want to know what like Harvard and University of Colorado and Colorado State and Texas Tech and Louisiana State and all the American Heart Association, what they think about it? And you just go to pubmed.gov. We have patents on our product, which is really important for me as a business owner. I want to make sure that I am protected. And I also want to make sure that you're protected, so you're getting the high quality product, which again, you only purchase from a distributor in Lifevantage. Remember to guarantee the actual product. You want to make sure you're purchasing it from a Lifevantage distributor. And we have been in all kinds of television broadcasts and lots of media coverage. NBC, Wall Street Journal, Today Show, Dr. Phil, PBS, ABC News. And ABC News, if you haven't had a chance, ask the person that invited you to show you the ABC investigative report that aired in 2005. They did a really big report on us, basically trying to determine the effectiveness of the product. And it was, you know, usually you have the person being chased out to their car by the media trying to catch and prove something wrong, and it just turned out to be this huge billboard for us as a company, and really led to a lot of great success later, and we really appreciate that footage. And it was really fun to be able to have it a very positive situation compared to what things usually are in those types of television shows. So let's talk about Protandim Nerf 2. So you see everything's the same, Protandim Synergizer, except for that NRF1. Sorry, NRF1 that I was trying to just say. This is basically looking at your mitochondria. Those are the powerhouses in your cell. They're the ones that help with the energy production. They're the logs in the fire. So we want to make sure we know that a mitochondria production decreases as we age. And what can we do to increase that? I never knew before this until I learned about NRF1. And so a really good way to be able to improve performance, production, and their ability to network. And I like that word because that's what my life is now, is all about networking. And I really, really like that. I joke because it says here increasing ATP, and this is where I go into your ATP cycle, which is not true because I learned that in college, and that is nothing I want to discuss on one of these webinars. But the only thing you need to know is that it increases that cellular energy. And you want to make sure if you're consuming NRF1 to make sure and consume NRF2 as well, because when you're producing more energy, you produce more trash, and that NRF2 helps to detoxify and get that out of there. What's in this product? Alpha lipoic acid, coenzyme Q10, you guys have heard about both of those, some grape extract, quercetin, and some acetyl L-carnitine. Again, the Banned Substance Control Group and the NSF certification. Now, one of the other synergizers, this is the third one. These are 3 different theories of aging, guys. That's what we're talking about tonight. So we have NRF2, we have NRF1, and now we have NAD. Heard a little bit about sirtuins, NAD, being able to get benefits when you are doing some intermittent fasting. You guys have heard about that. That's kind of a big deal right now. Really love it that we can get the benefits of intermittent fasting from a pill. How cool is that? And it's a lot easier that way, and just a lot of good reasons to be able to look at this theory of aging. We have the ingredients there on the bottom, that wasabi, we have that Europia, and the theocrine and the cuprous-niacin. So it's nice to be able to know that, again, we have a small amount of each ingredient all working in synergy. And as we age, our sirtuin levels decrease. And when we're looking at this NAD synergizer, we're not giving you what you need to have your body make some changes to be able to get there. We give it to it in the way that it needs it, in case your body isn't as able to turn that over as much. So that's really important. So healthy longevity, healthy removal of cellular waste, or deciding, you know, it's the CEO of the cell. It's like the mom, you know, when mom's sick in a house or dad's sick in the house, sometimes it doesn't work as well, right? And so we want to make sure that we have that mom working as best as we can. So important, supporting that positive mood and motivation, energy, healthy inflammatory response, which we're hearing a lot about that in the news now, about inflammation and healthy inflammatory response, which is amazing. Helping those cholesterol levels, maintaining them in a healthy range, and a healthy vascular system. So those are our 3 different theories of aging that we're addressing. You can get those all together. You can get them all separately. It's completely up to you, your desire of what you want to do with your biohacking on those aging factors. Now let's talk a little bit about our gut. And a lot of our immune system is in that belly. And we talk a lot about bellies and a lot about immune systems and really doing what we can to be able to take care of that, right? And I always think, man, you know, with all the things that we eat or exposed to, it's amazing that our belly even works the way it's supposed to, because all of us are so different. And so it's important to have a great probiotic. And to me, I did a lot of work in gastroenterology and helped a lot of very, very sick people, attempted to help a lot of very sick people. And some of these people have had these for a long, long time. And it is very difficult. I wish I would have had this back then. I'm fortunate to have it now, but looking at this probiotic being different than other ones that you will see in the market. One of the reasons why is it is a patented biotrick technology. So if you look on that bottom right side, When we're looking at typical probiotics that do not have the BioTrack technology, which is most of them, 96% of that is destroyed in that stomach acid. 4% gets passed. It's a very small amount. When you have BioTrack technology, 60% of those are surviving and getting past where they're supposed to go. So if you're happy getting 4% of your probiotic that you're taking working for you, then continue using whatever probiotic you're using. However, my decision was to upgrade because I wanted 60% instead of 4% working in my gut. And so when we're looking at this too, it has Wellmune in there. Wellmune is a beta glucan that helps with appropriate immune response. You can go to wellmune.com and take a peek at that. But I'm really happy that we have that product incorporated into our probiotic as well. This helps to improve tight junctions and communication with your brain and gut to help signal that you're full. I just had somebody ask me about this the other day and they're like, wait a second, how does that work? When we have those tight junctions, it helps to prevent a lot of those different complications that can arise from having things kind of leak out of there. But also there are some people that never know they're full. They've never ever felt that they're full and therefore have potential to have some weight problems or have had weight problems for a while. And it's essential to have good communication between your brain and your belly. And now let's talk about fish oils. I love fish oils. I figure that's probably because of my background in cardiovascular nutrition. And I've talked a lot about fish oils and a lot about making sure that people are aware of them. And this is another one that I have upgraded to our fish oil capsule. The reason why is because there's no fillers, there's no omega-6s. Unfortunately, in our diet, we eat a lot of omega-6s and we have an imbalance between omega-6 fats and omega-3 fats. Omega-6 fats are in a lot of processed food. A goal of mine always is to eat less processed food and increase my intake of omega-3 fats. The other thing is that I can trace this back from boat to bottle. It's 100% traceable. There's a little number on the bottom that you can plug in. You can see exactly where this was harvested. And it is done in a very timely manner, so there's not time for it to be rancid. Fish oils are very unsteady and they need to be handled appropriately. If you've ever had a fish oil capsule that you've tried and you're like, ooh, it really smells bad, that's because it's not being in a good form for you at that point because it has that ability to go rancid easily. So wanting to definitely make sure that the sooner that it can be transferred into that pill and the fresher that it can be, the better off you are. Talking about supporting cognitive, heart, skin, healthy immune system, has some vitamin D3, which is always a winner, 800 international units per serving, which is awesome, but definitely a win-win in my thoughts. And this one, and I would never do this with any other fish oils because I've cut them open before and they do not smell good. But this one you can pop in your mouth and chew it if you want to. And it tastes just fine, which is an amazing thing to brag about. We also have a weight management system if some of you are looking at losing some weight or wanting to keep that weight off your middle. We have a whey protein powder. I am a huge fan of whey protein. I feel that it's very bioavailable and easily used by our system and our body. Helps to keep you full. Really good way to be able to get a lot of protein in a small amount. 18 grams per serving, mixes well with a lot of stuff. And when you're taking that, it helps to promote that preservation of your lean body mass. And there's less than 1 gram of sugar per serving. If you haven't figured out already, we're very particular in the quality and the items that we're choosing to put into our products, always thinking of the end user, which is myself as a distributor or any of you as customers. We also have a prebiotic. We talked about a probiotic, remember? This is a prebiotic, blood orange flavor that you just mix with water. Tastes very, very good. Helps to promote that healthy gut. It's basically giving those good probiotics that you just took with the other one, gives it the sunshine, the water, the food, the good soil to be able to grow those babies and keep them in the best form that they can be, and also helps to make you less hungry. There's a fat burner also that really focuses on that central weight. Focusing on belly fat, looking at that difficult visceral fat that's wedged all up within our organs, very dangerous. You just take a couple pills in the morning and it works on that fat burn all day. So that's a really nice, safe way to be able to help be able to take better care of yourself and help you feel better. Also, I think we always feel a little better if we pull a little of our extra weight off. So there's different ways that you can purchase this. The person that invited you to this webinar tonight can give you more details on pricing and make sure that my pricing is exactly the price that you'll be able to get. They'll want to double check all that, let you know kind of what you're looking at for your series. Where do you want to be? Do you want this ultimate stack where it's the Nerf 1, Nerf 2 NAD, the probio, the megas, and the prebiotic, or maybe you're something a little bit different? So you can just let them know what you're thinking. The other thing that we have is Axio, and this came to us a while back, and it was really during that time when everyone was talking about energy drinks. And working within a cardiovascular hospital, I've seen a lot of negative effects related to consumption of energy drinks. And so when this came out, it was a relief, but I was also like, wait a second, what the heck is the story here? And basically it's looking at putting in a bunch of brain food together to give you that executive focus without the damaging things that they're talking about. So people are looking for something to help them focus, have that clarity, focus, energy, ambition, motivation, those types of things is what I see here. And being able to concentrate in something, then a product that's not dangerous, that's not causing these issues, right? And so love, love, love that. And I couldn't brag more about Axio and the things that I just love the way that it tastes. I love the way that it mixes. My kids drink it before school. My kids drink it all day long. It's free of artificial colors, flavors, artificial sweeteners, added sugars, GMOs, and gluten. Guys, I mean, this is like the thing that's amazing. It has decaf and caffeinated options, about 15 calories per thing, no artificial sweeteners. That is something that I think is fabulous because back when I was counseling patients, it's very difficult to find a decent drink that you can consume that doesn't have anything bad in it. Everything's either got a whole bunch of high fructose corn syrup or a whole bunch of artificial sweeteners, and neither one of those are my favorite, obviously. And so being able to say that we don't have those things and that it's in at 15 calories, even if you don't want the help with your brain food and you're just looking for something yummy to drink that doesn't have a lot of calories, this is your thing right here, this Axio. We also have our NRF2 activated beauty system. What's interesting is there was some research done related to cancer and skin cancer and NRF2, and they said, hey, why don't you have this in a skin product so that we can put this on our body and protect ourselves? And so they developed this NRF2 beauty system called True Science. So it's making up your body's own protective barriers. And you think about that, your skin is like your biggest thing, that it's absorbing everything or being exposed to everything first, right? So lots of good stuff. I always say that bottom left-hand side is all the things you'd see in a magazine. They always have those percentages and all of those things. But the top, if you see that little green bar on the very top left, it says Think Dirty. That's important for you guys to know because that's showing you how clean the ingredients are. So like I said, we're very conscientious as a company that we want to make sure that you're not putting bad things on your body, in your body, on your face, anywhere. And proud to say that we're at a 2 on that Think Dirty app. So it's very, very, very low. We also have a Nerf 2 ingredient hair care system. Very clean formula. You think a lot of the absorption of chemicals and things that are coming through your scalp. We really want to be able to limit that. And so you'll see in the bottom right of those Think Dirty scores also a 2, a 1, and a 2. Also, we have a shampoo and a conditioner and a hair serum, or scalp serum, I should say. We're really looking at trying to nourish your scalp to support that normal hair growth cycle. We've seen really good things, and I love the smell, the feel, I love the whole thing. It's just a really positive type of, and it may seem silly for me to say that, but I like a good spa experience, and I feel like this adds to that. So on the bottom, you can also see the 8-day consumer study talking about hair breakage and shine, volume, scalp dryness, frizzy, that kind of stuff. Now, one of the last products I need to tell you about are for those cute little dogs that a lot of us have. People started using our NRF2 Pro Tandem and giving them to their pets, their dogs, and they were seeing really good things. And they're like, hey, you know what, my dog's jumping in the back of the truck, this is great. Whatever, he's acting like a puppy, blah, blah, blah. All these different things where they're adding more, they're more active and doing more things. So instead of trying to get a dog to eat that NRF2 pill, they decided to come up with a little tablet. And so that's what this is, the Pet Tandem for dogs. Really good thing, formulated to combat oxidative stress with that NRF2 activation. There's also some things in there for joint function, arthritic dogs. It's just really interesting to see the difference with dogs that have been on that. Our dog is just a little tiny Yorkie who's 6 pounds. So she just gets like just a half of one every day, but she's very bossy and lets us know if we forget to give her her pet tandem daily. And I don't know about you guys, but we know that they have oxidative stress so much more than us. They're aging so much faster. And I want them to stay around as long as I can. And I do whatever I can to make sure that they are healthy. So like I said before, these are our product lines. I went through all of them for you. If you have more questions, we have amazing product info sheets that the person that invited you can get to you. But remember, we also have free shipping, which I absolutely love. Everybody likes that. So that's a newer thing that we started this year, and I absolutely love that. So let me give you a little history, how this kind of grabbed my attention when we're looking back, you know, how this all started and why are we in network marketing and what do you think about network marketing? Why am I here as a dietitian in network marketing? All that jazz. So, you know, when we look back, I told you about that ABC investigative report, and you see John Quinones there on the left side. And he did a report back in 2005 on the product, like I said, and it turned out amazing, right? They came in trying to prove something wrong, and they came out with flying colors, and it ended up being this huge billboard for people to purchase our products. They were so excited. You know, at the bottom of the screen, it says, for more information, go to abcnews.com, and everybody did. Everybody wanted to order, and they were so excited. And guess what? We only had a few scientists in a lab that were not expecting this to happen. We had no infrastructure to be able to get product out to the people that wanted it. And I can just see them all sitting there with the phone ringing going, I'm not answering it this time. I don't want to disappoint anyone, you know, just really a cool thing to say that happened, but hard on the company because they really wanted everybody to be able to get that. But for a while there, after that was going on, we tried to get our ducks in a row, worked on getting them where they needed to be, and decided, all right, we're ready, put it on the internet, and it just didn't really work for us. We had a lot of attention from that ABC investigative report, but then, as you know, word of mouth advertising, if people aren't still talking about it, a lot of times people forget. And so we thought, okay, well, let's move into retail. So we threw ourselves into retail. We went on the shelf talking about oxidative stress, Protandim, NRF2, what in the world? You know, without all my explanation I had for you already, would you have known what NRF2 activators were or oxidative stress? A lot of people didn't, right? And so they didn't really think to buy it. They were buying things like vitamin C and E and all those things that they read about in a magazine, a prevention magazine, or saw on the news. And those are amazing. However, those are that's basically taking a direct antioxidant. So that's one good guy, right? When you're eating well or taking supplements like that, that's supplementing and taking one good guy and getting one bad guy. That's it, it's over. With us, when we take one good guy with our NRF2 activation, it's constantly working to be able to keep working on those bad guys. So it just works so much better. But so here we are in this, you know, CVS and GNCs and all these on the shelf, and it just really wasn't selling. So we had to hire a consultant and said, hey, you know, we have this amazing product, we have great research. What do we do? They saw that we had an ABC investigative report. They said, you guys, people need to hear about this. This is a need business. They need to have a conversation. You need to tell them about it. And here we are in network marketing. When they switched in 2009, they did a little test to see how the network marketing would go based on retail or versus retail. And network marketing just blew it out of the water. And that has been where we've been these last 10 years, 11 years now. So really fun to be able to say that we're network marketing. I wouldn't want it any other way. Initially, I was like, well, I'm not sure if I feel real good about this, but just because I didn't really know about network marketing and I didn't really know what I thought about it, right? I'd never been in a network marketing business before. And come to find out, just like in any situation, there's good and bad in both, right? So just like me as a dietitian, there's good dietitians and bad dietitians, or good doctors and bad doctors, and good network marketing companies and bad network marketing companies. And I'm proud to say that being with Lifevantage has been very, very life-changing for me. And I see what it really can do when it's done right. And Lifevantage and ourselves as distributors work very hard to be that golden unicorn where everyone can look up to us, and that we want to make sure and set the example of how things are good, are done the best way. So Just FYI, we're publicly traded. We're on the NASDAQ. LFVN is our stock ticker. We're actually doing really well, even through all of this up and down that's going on. It's great to be publicly traded because then people can look into our financials and you'll see the story I just told you about, you know, kind of where we came from and how we were struggling back then a little bit because we just were trying to find our true avenue of being able to get this out. We also have amazing corporate leadership, over 100 years combined in experience in network marketing, so that's fabulous. We're also looking at trying to get this out as many places as we can. We're open in 16 markets and 19 countries. We have a global customer program on the bottom you see in a few places. And we also have a proven system. What I love the most is I don't have to start from scratch and try to figure out how to do this all on my own. We have a system we follow. I didn't know that. I didn't know that's how things worked. And I love that it doesn't take all this time away from me to try to be able to learn everything. I just follow the system and it does it for me, right? So I am doing the work of being able to do it, but I'm not sitting there trying to figure out my plan of action, if that makes sense. We also have a laptop lifestyle. It's all about social sharing, and that's really where we're at. And now in this moment of people not really getting together with others, we have this opportunities via Zoom. And we've had great, amazing meetings with via Zoom, and whether it's one person on here or two people on here or 40 or 100 or 200, it's always nice. We have an app that we use, which is a nice way to be able to handle our business, and people are really used to using apps nowadays. We can connect with our team. That's a really important point, that it's not just you doing this. You have all these other people that are there to be able to help you. And you get to decide how much you want to do. We have regional events, corporate events, just a really good system in place to be able to help you. Now, this is fun. This is one of our websites, and you get a free replicated website. So for me, it's, you know, easy to be able to share. I send people my replicated website and I don't have to put it together. It's this beautiful website that corporate does for us. And we have this online shopping portal, very easy, reminds me of Amazon. You hop in there, add to cart, checkout. I can share my cart. Just a really easy way to be able to, you know, get this information in front of people too. And the other thing is, when we're looking at this, we want to make sure that we're looking at timing of a business. And a lot of this stuff just I didn't pay that much attention to when I first started. Reason being is I was coming in as a nutritionist, looking at it going, okay, well, I want to see your research. And you have your research, that's great. I didn't think about the business, but guess what, you guys? We are in this early. And that's an amazing time to be in a network marketing business. If you're able to find something that has excellent timing with products that people really want, with a company that knows what they're doing, that is an amazing combination of all the good stuff coming together all at once. And so looking at being here early or before momentum, which is very important because 80% of the growth that happens in a company is through momentum. And we are working our way there. And the goal right now is to cast our net as big as we possibly can, to be able to give this opportunity to as many people as they possibly can. I know when I first heard about it, I heard about the products and I knew absolutely 100% that because of my focus on health and wellness, that I wanted to take these and I wanted my family to take them. Somebody mentioned, why don't you do the business? I thought they were crazy. I had too much going on. I had too much on my plate, and I just had little kids and it just didn't seem right. But then in my second thought, I was like, well, wait a second. I have these people and these people and these people, and what if, and if I can't stop talking about it, why wouldn't I take advantage of that? And I said yes on March 1st, 9 years ago, 2011, and I got my butt to work. And I have been sharing this and telling people about it, and working as a team and helping my team and having other people help me build my business. And it's just been a really good thing for me to have added into my life. And if this is something that you're looking at, keep in mind that there's different packs that you can purchase to be able to get started in the company. But remember that you have access to all those things on the right side. Like me as a business owner, I do my thing. I do my thing by doing this, and I talk to people and I share my story and I answer questions, but I don't have to worry about the corporate side of things: production, quality control, shipping, customer service, making sure my website looks beautiful, doing any advertising, any legal compliance. I mean, they're all doing this for me, you guys. And when I look at starting a business is such a huge investment. And when I know I can start a business with this initial investment and then not having to pay that again next year or anything, it's just that initial and then ordering some product over the years that you're going to use anyway. And not having to worry about all the technical behind the scenes stuff that I frankly am not good at. I'm not good at, all the corporate tasks. That's just not me. And so knowing that that's all taken care of for me proves to me that it is a low investment opportunity with very low risk. And that really makes me happy, especially when we're talking about the way things are. Most people, we have a low startup cost. We have the ability to earn an unlimited, basically, amount of money, depending on how you decide to work this business. And just to know that we're able to have that either be part-time, full-time, whatever way you want to spend your time. I know initially my organization, I spent a lot more time in the business, and I ran and I worked hard because I wanted to build it up. And when I built it up, I knew I wanted to have a business I could pass on to my kids and share with them. And I knew that my other job, once I quit working, the money was going to stop coming in, and I needed to have an answer, and I wanted to have another source of income. And I'm so thankful for that right now. And we get paid weekly. We get paid monthly with all the things that were going on right now. We got paid monthly, and we got paid a few days earlier, which was amazing. And I love that Lifevantage just thinks of us and wants us to be very successful. And it has turned into this family of people that I've gotten to have as friends and enjoy spending time with. And I couldn't imagine life without all of them. There's different levels in the company. And as you continue to go up the ranks, you see that you get to take part in a 4% global revenue sharing. Meaning that you get some of the money of all the stuff that's sold everywhere. And I might not know anybody in Mexico or Japan or whatever, Australia. However, I get to take a chunk of that because of the company and the work that's being done once I hit that rank of Pro 7. So the last couple things I'm going to wrap up here real quick is just to show you that anything's possible. You can work this business part-time, you can work a little bit at a time, but the earnings that you make in Lifevantage are a result of the work that you do. And just to show you that monthly average, if you look on the left side and you go over a couple, like 3 over, that monthly average you see as a distributor, and then it works its way up. I really like to focus on Pro 3. Pro 3 in this business, when you're thinking about that, that's about a little over $500 a month. That's a big deal, you guys. Oftentimes that extra $500 in cash is a make or break it point for families. And if you're able to bring that in based on the work that you're doing and help other people achieve the same thing, you can have a very significant amount of success. So it's definitely looking at that. That's about 5,000 in volume in your organization. And then as we go up to the premier ranks, 4, 5, and 6, you see a Pro 5 is about $3,000 on a monthly average. So that would be what I'm talking about for that monthly payment. And so just think of yourself, and right now, if you could just have on the 15th of the month know that that money was going to land on your dining room table, what would make a difference for you? And then you get into your elite ranks, elite Pro 7, about $12,000 a month, and then it goes into significant crazy income. And I know personally many Pro 10s, we need more. We're always looking for more, and lots of 9s and 8s and 7s and lots of the other ones. And it's just so fun as we all achieve rank. And we know that we rank advance by helping more people, and knowing the amount of people that have been helped along the way has been just amazing. So I want to talk to you and tell you that by looking at Lifevantage and thinking differently and outside the box and looking at this different type of business model, there are ways to be able to change your life. Instead of this traditional 40 to 50 year plan, looking at learning for that 20 years and looking to earn and learn and live life and live that legacy that you want to, and have that certainty of that money coming in and you controlling that more, and knowing that you can sit at home and do this business and still make money and not have to go into a job and not have to do those things. And how far you get in the company, remember, is determined by how hard you're willing to work and the hours that you put into this. And we're all here to be able to offer support and help you get there. Never has there been a time in my life that I think more about this, but never depending on a single income. Make an investment to create a second source. We talk about this a lot, and it's very evident this week, that dig that well before you're thirsty, and making sure that you remember to get back. one of the things that Lifevantage does is we have a Lifevantage legacy, and I'm going to wrap this up tonight and let you know that we're always looking out for other people. We want to do what we can to help others achieve their dreams and take care of them. And we've done it through so many different organizations. And as Family Helping Families, as we've gone down to Mexico and build homes for people. And it's just been a really rewarding way to be able to take care of others, give back, and build our dreams. So with that, I want to stop sharing here and just thank you guys so much for your time tonight. Appreciate you, and look forward to any questions that you have. Please make sure and get back to whoever invited you on the call tonight, and have them answer your questions. And if they don't have the answer, help them. They'll help you get that answer by reaching out to more of us. So with that, stay safe, take care of yourself, and hope you all have an amazing night and an amazing weekend. So thanks again. Talk to you guys later. Appreciate it.